Good morning, Unity Spiritual Center, Westlake, and happy Father's Day to all of our fathers out there. What a joy it is to be with you today as we gather together once more in celebration of that divine life and light that is a part of all creation and is indeed a part of you and a part of me. So we come together to remember that together, and it is such a joy to be here in this place this morning. If those ideas resonate with you, you found the right place. Let's go to Bonnie and Jerry, who are going to sing for us here in this place.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Sunday. It's so good to be able to share with you this morning. And so we join together here in this place. Inside of me is that one presence and power, and that is where I find the presence, inside. So the good news is, whether we are together in Unity Hall, or whether you're in your living room, or whether you're all by yourself, that stays the same. God's inside of you. So here in this place, join together with me as we center in consciousness into the presence of God. Here in this place, we come together, feeling the presence of God. Here in this place, one with each other, knowing who we really are. Then we are called to carry our light and shine it all over the world. Here in this place, we find acceptance. Here in this place, we find connection. Here in this place inside, we find the presence of God. We find the presence of God.
Thank you, Bonnie and Jerry. What a joy it is to be connecting with you, to be greeting each one from that place of acceptance, and to be asking, how can we grow and become more aware of that Spirit of God within us? So I want to share some announcements with you today, some of which can support you in that growth and in that opportunity. So we are all finding ourselves in this time of transition. It is an interesting time where each and every one of us are a part of the transition that's happening. So it seemed like the perfect opportunity to bring to you a class entitled Finding Yourself in Transition, which is based on Reverend Robert Brummett's book by that name. That class is going to begin this Tuesday evening in our Zoom room, and it will run from 7 till 8:30. And we are inviting you to register in advance for that. When you register in advance, you'll get the link to the Zoom room as well as the password to connect you into that class. So be sure to visit our website and sign up for that class, Finding Yourself in Transition. And of course, so many of us have been longing to return to some kind of in-person connection. And I certainly understand everybody's desire and impatience for that to happen. So we're taking a look at how can we create some opportunities to come together on Unity grounds outside where our risk factor is greatly reduced. So I'm excited to bring to you some announcements about some outdoor activities that you're going to be able to do together. First of all, I want to thank Michelle Coles. Michelle Coles is a Unity ministerial student attending Unity Worldwide Spiritual Institute and a member of our community. So many of you know Michelle and have been so supportive of her on that path. And Michelle has decided to support our intention to have an outdoor service by offering a Saturday evening service. So starting July 11th for 6 weeks, Michelle is going to be doing a series at 5 p.m. on Unity grounds, and it's going to be based on childhood stories you know. So it's going to be a fabulous 6-week series. We'll have more information up on the website about that as we get closer, but I wanted to bring that information to you. So for those of you who are longing to get back together and worship in community, that's going to be coming up, running 6 weeks through the summer, Saturday evenings, a totally outside of the box idea. So I hope that resonates with you. In addition, a small group and I got together this week to kind of brainstorm some other ideas. So many of you participated on the first Sunday in June, June 5th, in our unofficial Circle the Cities with Love. And we gathered around the labyrinth for that, and we held the space, held the silence for surrounding our cities and all cities here in love. And so that's going to be taking place on the first Sunday of every month. So the next one coming up will be taking place on July 5th. You're invited to come to the Labyrinth, circle the Labyrinth, stand in the silence for a half an hour, and then of course you're welcome to stay on Unity grounds and watch our live stream if that's still what's happening at that point in time. And many people are doing that as well. So know that that's an opportunity for you. And then another exciting one is going to happen on Friday, July 3rd. Terry Brewer and Karen Kasmer are organizing a parking lot dance party. So you are invited to come out and participate on that on Friday, July 7th from 7 p.m. until sunset. And then the last one I want to mention today is Jesse St. Christopher, who is an avid hiker, loves nature, and is a part of our Earth Care ministry. And Jesse is going to start leading some hikes in the metro parks for those people, again, who want to have an opportunity to socialize together as community. And so the first one is going to take place on Saturday, June 27th, so next Saturday at Huntington Reservation, and you'll meet at the Nature Center at 10 a.m. And she's got some more hikes planned for the summer. We'll get those up on the website, as well as some other outdoor activities that are going to be taking place. So be sure to tune into our website, unityspiritualcenter.com, for these and lots of other activities that are going to be taking place. Now, we're going to go back to Bonnie and Jerry. They're going to be singing with us, Water.
I want to be like water. That's just a great lyric for me that pulls me right back when I choose something other than just flowing and trusting the order of things. I want to be like water. So I hope that's working for you too. Please join me. I've seen my share of struggle when I thought that I knew best. When I sailed through a storm instead of stopping to rest. And it always seems the hardest when I make up my stubborn mind. Well, I'm changing my ways this time. I want to be like water coming down a mountain into shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. Want to be like water, head uphill no more. I am bound for the sea. Have you ever seen an eagle head straight into the wind? He doesn't pick a fight, spreads his wings and just gets in. And in the end he always makes it home just fine. I guess he knows that every storm subsides. I wanna be like water coming down a mountain into shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. Wanna be like water, head uphill no more. I am bound for the sea. I'll let nature take its course. No more thinking that I know what this river's meant to go. I've railed against the stars for the cups that I've been dealt, for the lottery I've never won, for the heartache that I've felt. But it always seems when I let go, expectation and regret. Life has plenty of surprises for me yet. I wanna be like water coming down a mountain into shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. Wanna be like water, head uphill no more. I am bound for the sea. Do that again. I wanna be like water coming down a mountain into shadowy canyons.
They are flowing like water today. Thank you, Bonnie and Jerry. Our daily word for today is Father's Blessings. For those of you who are there celebrating Father's Day, celebrating your fathers, our Sunday daily word is Father's Blessings. I give thanks for all expressions of fatherly love. My relationship with my father may have been positive and nurturing or difficult and challenging. He may have been a strong presence during my childhood, or he may have been absent. We may be part of each other's lives today. We may be estranged, or he may have passed from this earthly life. Whatever our circumstances, I bless my Father, and I see him enfolded in divine love. As I honor my Father, I also honor all the father figures who have helped guide me along my path. Family members, teachers, neighbors, clergy, employers, and friends. I bless them as I recall all of the ways each one, in a unique way, has modeled strength, guidance, wisdom, and patience. Their presence remains with me thanks to their gifts of fatherly love. And from the book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 11, I have taught you the way of wisdom. I have led you in the paths of uprightness. Father's blessings, our word for today. I give thanks for all expressions of fatherly love. As we move into the next part of our service, we're going to be hearing from Bonnie and Jerry again, who are going to be centering us for our time of prayer and meditation, leading us in the song Let Go of the Shore by Karen Drucker. And then we have Marilyn Valkerding with us today, our prayer chaplain for today, leading us in our community prayer. And then another blessing from Roberta McLaughlin, who sings Unity's beloved song, Weave. And we've weaved some beautiful pictures in with that for our meditation time. And then Eric's back. And Eric will be singing today, Dare to Be. So I'm glad you're here, and we're going to go to Bonnie and Jerry.
Okay. And so take a deep breath and just let go of the shore and let the water carry you as we center into our time of meditation and prayer. Relax into that knowing. Just breathe and know that you are safe. Let go of the shore. Please join me. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, flow into the mystery. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. You have all you need, it's all inside of you. Just close your eyes and breathe and know that you are safe. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Float into the mystery.
Good morning. Let us join together in prayer. And as it is Father's Day, let us say a prayer for fathers everywhere. Dear Mother, Father God, thank you for our fathers and their fathers all the way back to the beginning of our families. We see them having good health, peace of mind, financial and vocational well-being. We see them deeply enjoying life, and we thank you, dear Mother, Father God, for their company. At this time, let us lift up our friends, family, neighbors, and nation. Let us lift up prayers for all those that we want to pray for. Let's choose to see them as God sees them intelligent, beautiful, creative, wise, loving, full of strength, integrity, and grace. You may say their names aloud or write them in your prayer book. We'll spend a brief time in the presence and in the silence. The June Community Prayer is written by Charles Fillmore. God's ever-presence in my life calms, centers, and brings me peace, strengthening my soul. I am secure knowing my life is divinely ordered. The divine essence of God flows through my body in a purifying, healing stream. All obstacles are dissolved, bringing health, peace, and harmony to every cell of my body. My body, the living temple of God, is restored. I am strong and whole. My name is Marilyn, and I'm one of the prayer chaplains here at Unity Spiritual Center, Westlake. I will be available after service in the fellowship Zoom room for prayer. So until we meet again, go gently, and I see the divine in you.
Weave us together, weave us together in unity and love. Weave us together, weave us together, together in love. We are many textures, we are many colors, each one different from the other, but we are entwined with each other in one great tapestry. Weave us together, weave us together in unity and love. Weave us together, weave us together, together in love. We are different instruments playing our own melodies, each one tuning to a different key. But we are all playing in harmony, in one great symphony. Weave us together, weave us together in unity and love. Weave us together, weave us together, together in love. A moment ago, still we did not know our unity, only disparity.
Goodbye frustration. Hello to living my life by my design. Breaking these chains that bind my mind. Learning to color outside the line. Dare to be, 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 dare to be.
One of a kind.
Goodbye limitation, hello liberation. Goodbye frustration, hello to living my life by my design. Breaking these chains that bind my mind. Learning to color outside the line. Dare to be, 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 dare to be.
Thank you, Bonnie, Jerry, Marilyn, Eric, and Roberta for coming into this place from your place and connecting us together. I am going to share some words from Marilyn. Thank you, Marilyn Velkerding, for sending me an email about how you've been practicing last week's spiritual practice. And so I wanted to share it with you. It's always my intention that as I share these, they become an opportunity for you to hear how others within our community are taking these ideas and living them so that you can be inspired to do the same. So here's what Marilyn said about last week's practice. I love the question, where am I ready for change in my life? I have a range of ease about changes. Some are easy, some are difficult. The more difficult changes remind me that I am in my human form. I sometimes have to be ready for change. I may be unhappy, even miserable over time, struggling. I reach out to the larger divine one and ask for help. But I don't know when help will come, so I continue possibly to make the same mistakes. Then improve a bit. Then perhaps a big learning curve moment occurs. Of course, sometimes I become ready for change without pain. My area of desired change is about aligning with Source and creating a loving, happy life for myself. Having God as my partner, my focus on being loving to others. Am I ready to be love expressing to myself and others? Am I ready to accept that sometimes I am going to be off track and be mad with others? Am I ready to invite God's grace to be with me when I'm having a difficult day? I was deeply into writing a long email to a friend, being careful with my words. When my husband needed me to get my driver's license number right away for the tax prep work he was doing, I just snapped. I was doing something important, and then I let him know, with some sarcasm, what I thought about his putting off the taxes. Slam on the brakes. Crabby does not feel good. My love meter needle moved to, what are you doing? What is he doing for me? Getting our taxes done, and that's a good thing. I also realized I was taking the email way too seriously. Her body already knows how to heal itself. All I need to do is bless her. I deleted 3 paragraphs and sent a short message, feeling God had said, relax, I've got her, Marilyn. My husband's needs expressed first resulted in me being a victim, angry. Why are you interrupting me? But I chose to return to being loving and seeing 2 blessings in the moment. I chose to look at life from a new vantage point in that moment. I did apologize to him and thanked him for doing the taxes. I thank God for being alive in me and helping me become a victor. I don't like the feeling of being a victim. I like being loving and kind. And I thank you for our lessons. I am eager to hear the next reading. So thank you, Marilyn Valkerding, for that beautiful email about how you are putting into practice our spiritual practice from last week, which was about the gift of the accident. So let me begin by saying that we are doing a series on a book by Steve Goodyear called Lessons of the Turtle. And we've been engaging in the story of that turtle who finds himself slipping on a rock and ending up upside down on his back, wondering what happened and afraid that he's going to die. And then he hears a new friend, the owl. The owl comes to him and encourages him to open his eyes, to look around, and to discover the gift of the accident. Last week, that was our conversation, the gift of the accident, in which the turtle learned that the gift of the accident is to understand that we have the power to choose to move from victim to victor. And that's exactly what Marilyn did. So thank you, Marilyn, for that. So this week we're moving on to our story. And our story this week is about the gift of the tree. And so as we've been doing, I'm going to return to our book to share the story of our turtle who's been knocked off center and has found himself wrong side up, trying to figure out how to right himself. By this time, the turtle was caught up in the new sights from his awkward position by the stream that he no longer felt as anxious. In fact, he began to enjoy his new perspective, as long as he didn't let himself think about his future. "What are those pointed green spires rising almost to the sky?" he asked. "I've never seen anything like them." "Those," said Owl, "are trees. Pine, spruce, and fir trees mostly." "Trees? Those are not trees. I've seen trees before. I see them every day. Trees are brown obstacles covered with bark. Trees are always in the way." "You are now viewing the rest of the tree," smiled Owl. "You have only seen the trunk as you creep along, but the branches and needles are really the best part." "I had no idea trees could be so magnificent," said Turtle. "There is a gift of the tree too," Owl explained. "And like the others, it comes in the form of a lesson. Are you ready for it?" "I think so," said Turtle. "I understand that the gift of the accident is a lesson, the lesson of choice. What is the gift of the tree?" "The tree is strong and proud. It stands tall. But not all trees are so majestic as those you now see. Some are so small you could walk over them. Some are still seeds. You may have eaten the seeds of trees yourself. At the time, you did not know what you were eating, a tree, just the seed of a tree. But within the seed is the tree. If the seed only knew what it would someday become, it would be amazed. To know what you can become is a wonderful thing, and to know you will grow into a tall and mighty tree is a thing of honor. The tree is esteemed for another reason, too," continued Owl. "It has a place all its own in the universe. The tree is rooted in a particular place that rightly belongs to it as long as it stands. The tree knows it has a special place on earth all its own. Those who know they have a special place, a place of honor in the universe, are most fortunate. So the gift of the tree is this. It is the lesson of honor," said Owl. "A creature honors itself by realizing its potential. A creature honors itself by discovering its own place, its unique purpose in the universe. The lesson of the tree is to learn to honor oneself by discovering one's potential, one's passion, and one's purpose. The gift of the tree is the lesson of honor. We honor ourselves by discovering our potential, our passion, and our purpose." From Steve Goodyear's Lessons of the Turtle. And just let me share a couple of more things that Steve talks about within this chapter. Come to know yourself. it helps to take time to come to know our patterns, our behaviors, our attitudes, our desires, our strengths, and our motivations. Come to know your potential. Ideas that stay in the head are safe. They remain untested, unlived. There is no power in an untested idea. Until it moves into action, it is ineffective. Come to know your passion. Come to know your purpose. Identify your aim in life. What do you stand for? And these are all quotes from this particular chapter of Lessons of the Turtle by Steve Goodyear. So as you can see, we are here today outside in our woods with the trees in the background. I really feel blessed to live amongst these trees, and they're always there as my reminder. So Steve has brought up some of the important lessons of a tree, starting with the idea of a seed. So the seed that falls from these trees, and we are constantly cleaning them up throughout the summer because they fall at all different times and end up all over our deck here. But those seeds, if they land in the appropriate spot in the ground and are given water and nurturance, will eventually grow into the magnificent trees like those you see behind me. In fact, according to our neighbor, these woods are only about 40 years old, so they haven't even been here on Earth all that long. So I think about that seed of the tree when I pick up an acorn, or I pick up a walnut, or I pick up or eat an apple and find that little seed inside. Zoe and I have talked about how that little seed can grow into a whole apple tree that will give all kinds of more apples. The seed itself contains the potential for that tree. I think back to my favorite reading from James Dillett Freeman that talks about, when is a rose, when it is a seed just in the ground, when it sprouts out of the ground, when it is the bud waiting to burst forth, when it is the full-blown rose, when it is dying. When is the rose, and when is the tree the tree? Is it a tree when it is that little seed? Is it when it just pops out of the ground as a small seedling? Is it when it becomes that magnificent oak? A tree is a tree, and it begins in that seed, and it always contains the potential to be that tree. So what does that mean for you and I? You and I have that seed of the divine within us. This is our true nature. This is what we are growing into. This is our truth. Like that seed that will become the oak tree, the seed of the Christ within us as it is growing, nurtured, allowed to develop, to get strong, to rise up, becomes that Christ in expression as you and as I, unique, individual, here to shine our light on earth. We are each beginning as that seed idea in the mind of God. And each of us, like a tree, has the potential to grow fully into that Christ if we simply accept that this is who we are. Now, a tree, of course, doesn't go through the conscious process of accepting. It just plants itself into the earth somewhere and starts setting down roots. And then it grows up from that place and it stays in that same place for its entire life. Now, I know some of you are tired of being in place during this COVID crisis, and you're longing to be free. Imagine a tree that is rooted in the same spot for a lifetime. But there, in that spot, it becomes fully what it is. As those roots go down, it becomes strong. So that when we've had storms here, we've watched these trees swaying. You think they're going to fall over, and sometimes they do. But oftentimes they don't, because they're deeply rooted into the ground. And so no matter what is happening here, they're centered, they're strong, their roots are deep. And just like these trees, we are invited to put deep roots into those spiritual practices that we have. The practices of prayer, of meditation, those things that ground us and center us so that we remember that seed potential that is within us and can nurture that and grow strong within it so that when life comes along and we are met with whatever the current challenge is of this day, we too are able to be strong, grounded, even while life appears to be moving us off center. here in this place, we can simply choose to be who we are in truth. You know, the trees don't take classes and listen to podcasts and take workshops and retreats. They don't go on retreat to try to figure out how to be a better tree. They just become what they are, a tree. And you and I have that same potential to just, wherever we find ourselves grounded here in this moment, we have the potential to just be who we are. We don't have to add anything into it. We don't have to learn something new. We don't have to try harder. We just have to be what we are, just as the trees behind me are simply being the tree. The gift of the tree is ours to remember that whoever we are, that seed idea is already within us. And all we have to do is release it, let it out, find our purpose and our passion, and live into that. What is your purpose? Do you understand what you are here to be? Unity teaches that we are, each and every one of us, a unique and individualized expression of the divine. There are no two people alike. The universe needs you because there is no other you here in the universe. You are the only one here expressing as you, and you have something unique and individual to share. I love that in this book, Steve gives a little story about a city bus driver, and this city bus driver's passion is to sing. He hasn't had an opportunity to become a professional singer, and so some of us would say, well, I didn't get that opportunity, so I guess I can't live into my purpose and passion of singing. But that's not what this bus driver did. He took his purpose and his passion to sing and bring joy to the world through his singing, and decided he would do that wherever he was planted. And he was planted driving a bus through the city day after day. And so he took then and began to sing on all his bus routes. In fact, people would say to another bus that came along, nah, I'm waiting. And they would wait for that particular bus because they loved riding the bus with the bus driver who sang through the route. And the bus driver who sang through the route wasn't dependent on some specific vision of what that meant to be a singer. He just took where he was planted and sang. Sometimes I think we get a little bit too narrow in our definition of what it is to live into our purpose. If your purpose is so small that right now, for example, if you're not working the way that you typically work, or if you're not able to get out and do the things that you normally do, and so as a result you're feeling like you can't live into your purpose and passion, I am inviting you to expand your vision of what your purpose and passion is, because no matter where you're planted in any given moment, you can live into that purpose and passion. What is your purpose in life? Where are your passions? As I think about my purpose, it's changed through the years. My mission has changed as I've changed and evolved. And as I was preparing for this message, I asked myself again that question: what is my mission in life? What is my purpose right now where I'm planted today? And my purpose is to support a growing consciousness of love within myself and within everyone I meet, so that together we can create a world that works for all. I can live into that mission no matter where I'm planted, whether I find myself at the grocery store, whether I find myself here at home, whether I find myself at Unity Spiritual Center Westlake. It doesn't matter. I can live into that passion because I can simply choose to be love here now in any moment, no matter what I'm doing. And in that, to encourage everyone else to know that they too are love. And like Marilyn, sometimes I get it right, and sometimes I have to choose again and recommit to that passion. Whatever it is for you and for I, we need to find it. We need to discover it. We need to live into it. That is the message of the tree. To honor yourself for who you are, to recognize you've got the divine within you, and to allow that divinity to express wherever you find yourself. We have the potential of the Christ within, just like each seed of the tree has the potential to become that tree. We also know that lots of seeds don't grow. We continue to blow the seeds off of our deck here, and thank goodness they don't all become trees, or I don't know what these woods would look like. And so too, while that seed of the divine has been planted within us, not everybody wakes up to that divine nature that is within. Not everybody wakes up to that seed idea and nurtures it and allows it to grow. But that's what we're called to do. The gift of the tree reminds us to know who we are and to live into that so that the potential that we have can grow fully into that mighty oak, that beautiful apple tree, that blue spruce, whatever it may be, whoever you are, to show up and claim and know your truth. The purpose of the tree, the gift of the tree, is to know your worth, to know your value, and to know that you have something to share with the world. And so, like everything else, we get to practice it. You know, Unity's fifth principle is it's not enough to know the truth. We have to live into the truth that we know. So we have to take the time and discover what is my purpose, what is my passion, and then choose to consciously live into it. If you already know what that is, good for you. Continue to live that. But I find so many people are unclear about what it is that they are here to do, what it is that is their purpose. So first, allow your purpose to be big enough that no matter where you find yourself planted, you are able to fulfill that purpose. And then let's look at how we're going to practice that this week. So this week, Steve and myself are inviting you to make a list. Make a list of your personality traits and skills. Who are you as a person? For myself, I love to teach. Somewhere I discovered I have a gift of speaking. I always have had a passion for the divine, for understanding more and more about God. And so I took those ideas and created this purpose, this mission in my life, to be love, to encourage everyone else to be love so that we can create a world that works for all. So start with listing what are your traits and your skills. What do you most enjoy doing? So from those, make a note. Which ones of those hold a special place for you, your traits and your skills? And then think about those in relationship to what your purpose is in life. Take some time this week to contemplate those ideas. How do I see myself living into and experience those traits and those skills that I know that I have that are uniquely me? And as you think about those, consider this week, how could I imagine my purpose showing up within those traits and those skills so that I can take this seed idea of the Christ within me and live fully into it, honoring myself as that divine expression of God, nurturing it, supporting it, and allowing myself to grow into that mighty Christ that I am. No small task. And I'm sure many of you will be spending some time this week thinking about this, and I would love to hear from you again. So while we are not gathering together physically, we have the opportunity to connect with our email. So I'm asking you to please send me an email, revjoanne@unityspiritualcenter.com, and let me know how you are putting this into practice. What's your mission statement? Let me hear it. Mine, I'll share it again, to support a growing consciousness of love within myself and others as we create a world that works for all. Email me yours. I want to share them next week so that we can inspire one another to honor ourselves through this lesson of the gift of the tree. That's what I want to share with you this week. And at this point, we're going to go back to Eric, who's going to be singing Unwritten. So thank you, Eric.
I am unwritten, can't read my mind. I'm undefined. I'm just beginning, the pen's in my hand, ending almost taste it. Release your inhibition, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drown yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drench yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins, the rest is still unwritten. Open up the dirty window, let the sun and moon innate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drench yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drench yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins, the rest is still unwritten. The rest is still unwritten. The rest is still unwritten. The rest is still unwritten.
So as I continue to stream at home, my husband Gary is here as my AV guide, and he told me while Eric was singing, thank you, Eric, that I missed a pun because I talked about the trees not going on retreat. And he said, but they go on retreat. Ha ha ha. So I'm sharing the funny. Some people are thinking never mind. So as we get ready for the offering, I want to share with you our scripture for today. From the book of Ephesians, chapter 2, verse 10. For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared for beforehand, that we should walk in them. So here at Unity Spiritual Center, we support you in discovering the good works that God has in store for you as you share your Christ self with the world. In that regard, we provide times for gathering together in classes and discussion groups, prayer, meditation, services, all to support you in knowing that you are whole and holy, worthy and divine, giving you practices to take on each week so that you can live into these ideas more fully. And so at this time of our offering, it is a time to practice generosity, to give thanks for the many ways that you are blessed by Unity Spiritual Center Westlake, through all that you have received, through all that God has given, through the work that we do. And so as we recognize God as source, we become aware, discern what is ours to give in return. As I share each week, there are many ways that you are all donating to Unity Spiritual Center Westlake. From our text to give, 84321 with your dollar amount, to our Facebook donations that continue to come in, through our online donations on our website, unityspiritualcenter.com, and through the checks that are mailed in to Unity Spiritual Center at 23855 Detroit Road, Westlake, Ohio. These donations are coming in many ways, and they are blessing this community and supporting us in thriving through these times. We know that although the building is not open, the church has not closed because we are active, we are present, we are at work, and we are thriving. So I invite you to discern what is yours to give in this moment, to join me as we affirm together, celebrating unexpected blessings. I live well today. Celebrating unexpected blessings. I live well today. We're going to go to Jerry, who's living well and sharing another beautiful, impromptu, in the moment music as he lives into his purpose and his passion, sharing his music with us. Thank you, Jerry, for that beautiful instrumental piece. We're so grateful that you honor us by sharing yourself in such a beautiful way. And if my memory serves correct, it's next year that Jerry will have been with this spiritual community for 60 years, sharing his passion and his gift. We are so grateful. So let's take a moment to bring our offering in mind. Thinking about once more God as the source of our good. Thinking about each one who said yes to being a channel for that good. Blessing each giver, blessing each gift. We dedicate these gifts to the will and the work and the way that is moving out through Unity Spiritual Center into the world. We are grateful. So that brings us to an end of another Sunday service. I want to let you know that the board has been discussing about bringing us back together in Unity Hall. And so a survey went out last Friday regarding that. If you did not get the survey, go to our website on our homepage, click on the Connecting in Community, look under Sunday Services, and you will find a link there that will take you to that survey. It's a quick 5-question survey. We're looking for as much input as we can get, so be sure to check that out for us. Next week, we're back with Lessons of the Turtle as we share a lesson on the gift of the cloud. I look forward to being with you then. Meanwhile, send me those pictures, send me those practices, and now we're going to go back to Bonnie and Jerry for our closing song.
And so we close our service as we always do by joining together and singing Let There Be Peace on Earth. I grew up in Unity for the most part, and every Unity service I've ever attended has ended with this song, and yet it's still, I think, more deeply meaningful and poignant to me now than ever before. The reminder that peace begins with me and it begins with you. So please join me. Let there be peace on earth. Let it begin with me. Be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be with God as creator. Family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous love. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. You know what to do if you're not already standing. Get up on your feet. I'm the light of God. I am the light of God. I am the love of God. I am the power of God. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is. And you are the light too. You are the light of God. You are the love of God. You are the power of God. You are the presence of God. Wherever you are, God is. We are all the lights. We are the light of God. We are the love of God. We are the power of God. We are the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is. And all is well. And so now it's up to you to go and be that light. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time.